Welcome in my Battlefield fanatics. I just want to go over a few things, expectations, my really, I guess, first impressions of everything. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am a normie. I'm not some professional Dr. Disrespect player. I'm just a dude who enjoys the game. I left Call of Duty because there was just too many cheaters, and I just hated it. It was just miserable to play. It was a chore to play. So I'm going to talk about graphical quality, the state of the game, and if this is really going to kill COD. And you'll be surprised on what I think is happening right now. There's a lot of information being pushed out, especially Call of Duty's thing. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's jump right into the graphics. Now, I had 3 hard crashes. One just hard crashed my entire computer. I have a 5080. My computer can handle it. It is a beefy machine. When they released King of the Hill, I don't know what happened with that, but as soon as that happened, my computer just could not handle whatever was going on anymore. I did go in and change some settings, and I had to mess with like shadows and lighting and all those things, and it fixed it. But that is worth noting. The game looks very good all the time. I never drop below 60 frames per second. All the terrain looks good. The vehicles look good. I think the models don't really look that good. They kind of all look the same, you know, the avatars, little character models you have. So I hope to see some cooler skins or maybe like achievement skins come out much later. But graphically, I think this game is everything that everybody wanted. I am very surprised that you're not losing quality when the destruction happens. That's what makes Battlefield so good, is just that destruction. So graphically, I think this game is firing on all cylinders in the beta. There's still room for improvement. It needs to be optimized, I think, for sure. But what we have right now, it's impressive. I'll just put it that way. I really want to dive really hard into gameplay and what you should know if you're really going to purchase this game. And I'm going to say I'm impressed by the gameplay. I'm a normie, and it just feels good. I just want to keep playing this game. I maxed out everything, and I was having a blast. It was an actual addiction, and I haven't felt that since maybe Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3. Battlefield's greatest strength in the gameplay, I think, are just a few things, and they all work very well. 1, it's slower. 2, it is not so slippy slidey like Call of Duty, and you don't have like the dumb skins with it, because we don't want that. I think a lot of people are just settling for Call of Duty when they want something more. And the third thing is the fact you can just destroy so much stuff is great. It feels so good when there's a sniper, there's somebody in a building, and you can just collapse that thing and you get the kill, and you get to change terrain and get rid of that cover so you have a better vantage point. I just love it. I want more destruction. I want to be able to destroy more stuff. And that's what Battlefield is known for, and I just think they really need to lay harder into that. And if you play the beta, which I imagine most people have, but if you haven't, if you played Battlefield 4 and just made that better, that's what Battlefield 6 feels like. When I started to unlock everything and I got to really play around with all the different attachments and builds and learn all the maps, the gameplay feels good. The core of the game is good. I didn't feel cheated. I felt like I lost because my skill wasn't good enough, or maybe I just wasn't fast enough, or I didn't draw fast enough, or I didn't shoot well enough. There are a few exploits in the game that you will come across, hopefully, that will get addressed by the next beta, like people on top of buildings. You can repair the tank indefinitely, and it's a spawn point, you know, that kind of thing. I imagine those will get changed, because they should get changed, because they're absolutely broken. I have to point this out as well. I don't want to knock on the game too hard, but I mean, that's what we're here for, right? You got to know what you're getting into. When I draw my weapon inside of a building, the light changes to a bright white, like it's just washed out and I can't see my target. So hopefully that gets addressed. Now, I don't know if everybody had that problem, but I did, and I have to mention that because I'm not a fanboy. I'm here to give you the real deal. I'm here to give you the insight so you know what you're getting into. So if you enjoy that, like, sub, do all those things. For weapons and classes, they all feel unique. They all have a purpose. They feel good. I know when I'm playing this class, I get to do this, and I really feel like I am helping. But I think the sniper class is, bar none, the best class, just because you can make a spawn point. Not when you're playing domination, but when you're playing the bigger maps, you get to have people spawn on top of you, and you have to go look for them. I think that's great. I really like that. Those maps are huge. All the weapons are great. People obviously are going to sit in the mountains, and the lens flare, and you're picking them off. Hopefully those maps change, but the core of the game is really good. I don't think anyone is going to have an issue with how good the game looks, how the game feels, how everything shoots. Some weapons are way better than others, obviously, especially as you start to unlock everything. Like my go-to weapon was the AK. When I had the AK and I unlocked everything for it, that was the thing for me. Now, I got to point out the biggest and greatest thing about Battlefield 6, and that is the audio. I could not get over how good everything sounds. I am ex-military. I know how certain guns sound. I know how jets sound when they're screeching by you. All of those sounds are I'm impressed. Let me just put it that way. I am impressed. How your pistols sound, how your machine gun sounds, how the cracking of sniper rifles sound when bullets whiz past you, the screeching of those aircraft when they just go over you. It's just, they're all good. The footsteps, I'm sure Dr. Disrespect will be very happy about that. You can hear everything around you. The only thing about the footsteps that I would argue is I feel like you don't hear footsteps until they are right on top of you. And by that point, it's just too late. Now, that just could be me and my audio, but I would like maybe a little bit bigger window of those footsteps. But man, everything in this game sounds good. And when you need to hear who's around you, hopefully we get that hardcore ranked mode, no radar, no nothing. The sound quality matters a ton. And I think this is a 10 out of 10 on the sound. I hope they just improve it even more. Give us an 11 out of 10. It really makes the game shine. Now I want to dive into maps. I think the map design is very good. For these smaller game modes, Domination and King of the Hill, I had a great time. I had probably the most fun with those. They're well designed. There's a good tug of war there. It never feels like you can hold down a point indefinitely. As long as everyone just does what they need to do, they put pressure, they take the point, they hold the point. There's just enough cover, but there's still not just enough cover. It was great. I really liked it. On the big maps, they're okay. The one map that has the mountainside that's just going to be filled with nothing but snipers, it was my least favorite map. There needs to be a change with that map just so you can kind of get to the other side and everyone's just counter sniping. I mean, most people, I think, enjoy the sniping and counter sniping, but for everyone else who wants to do something different, it's just lame. It's just boring to me. I don't like it. There just needs to be something for everybody, and it's not. It feels like that is just a sniper palooza for that map, but that's what I think. That was my experience. Now the question everybody wants to know, is Battlefield 6 going to just outright kill Call of Duty? And I'm going to tell you it's not. I think the Call of Duty player base is going to come to Battlefield and have a very rude awakening because they cannot play the same way. And maybe they'll go back to Call of Duty. And obviously a lot of the cheaters are going to go back to Call of Duty. But Battlefield 6 is going to force the developers and the people who control Call of Duty to step up their game and crack down on their cheaters, which that is what you want. You don't want Call of Duty to go away, but you want them to address all the glaring problems that they've had for years. And I think that's going to start, at least hopefully, because if they don't do it, Battlefield is going to overtake them, and it should. For too long, Call of Duty and the player base have been infested with cheaters, just very bad gameplay, bad hitboxes, bad audio, the same thing over and over again. Just, it's a brand new game. It's just a reskin of the old game. No problems are addressed. I don't think Call of Duty is going to die, but it's going to take a huge, massive hit because now there is another option, a good option. In my personal opinion, it's a better option. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you like, what you dislike, man. Yeah, that's all I got. Just want to get this out. This was actually a very difficult video to put out because there's a lot of things to nitpick about Battlefield, and I'm just surprised that EA didn't just outright ruin their game. As long as EA keeps their hands off this game, it's going to flourish and be improved on and do well. That's what I got. I'll see you later.